Hello everybody and welcome to another video, and of course with it being the beginning of the month, this is when I do my Patreon requests each month, and this one comes from Mistress Vicious. Excuse me. Now, she's asked me to look at Starset. Now, I have looked at Starset before, and it's been about 5 years since I looked at Starset last. I looked at tracks, I think they were called Unbecoming and Bring It Down, or Bringing It Down, something like that. But like I say, it's been about 5 years since I last looked at them. I seem to recall I quite enjoyed the music, but if I'm honest, I haven't actually really listened to them much since then, so I don't actually remember very much about the style of the music. But this is she asked me to look at the track Toksik. Now, this is a track that I saw come up on my suggested feed on YouTube a while back, and I remember seeing the thumbnail for it and thinking I should get around to doing that. So I sort of had it in the back of my mind I was going to look at this track, but then Mistress Vicious came along and suggested the track, so here we are. Now, I've got lyrics for the track here. They come from directly under the video on YouTube, so they should be accurate. The thumbnail to the video looks quite interesting. It looks like it's done in claymation, which I can admire, because I think it's an interesting form. So yeah, there's nothing really much else to say, is there? Just need to jump in and look at the video. Be quiet. Nobody asked you. Anyway, but before we do that, if we could just take a moment to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I've been doing this for nearly 7 years now, and as it is, not even 3% of people watching my videos are actually subscribed, which is a little bit disheartening. But that being said, I have literally just hit 10,000 subscribers, which is absolutely fantastic. I never ever thought I would get this far. I mean, like I said, I've been doing this nearly 7 years. I honestly never thought I'd get past 100 videos. I never thought I'd get past 100 subscribers. So, I've just hit 10,000 subscribers. So thank you, everybody who subscribed. I know there are other reaction video channels that have got like millions and millions of subscribers, but it is what it is. So thank you everybody for that. But if you're not subscribed, I really appreciate it if you do. It doesn't cost you anything. It takes a fraction of a second, and it really does make the biggest difference to me and the channel. But with that being said, we'll just jump into this track and see what we've got. So this is Toksik by Starset. Let's have a look.
Something in the sky's been burning, something in the water's turning. It's time to bite your tongue and run and hide. The end's arrived. They don't want your body, they're taking everybody. They're not zombies, they're toxified. They will survive. It's coming to ruin everything, coming from you and onto me, spreading to the inside everything. It's radioactive, living in a world of crazy. It's overreactive, glowing like a plague you can't see. And there's a meltdown coming, the whole thing's turning. Narcissistic, everyone's sick. Toxic. Toxic. Tools and the charlatans, marching into the lion's den to repent for their original sins. Through idiocracy, the toxic cloud is mushrooming in your eye, and there's no real best. Is anyone listening? The dummies keep doubling. It's reaching hypocritical mass, and it's radioactive, living in a world of crazy. It's overreactive, glowing like a plague you can't see. Toxic. Toksik.
Right. Okay. Was that bit on the toilet really necessary? But anyway. That was a great piece of music. That was really catchy. That song really, really grabs you. I really enjoyed that. And I love the video. You know, it's done in that, like I said, sort of, it's almost like claymation, but it's more sort of Jerry Anderson marionettes, Thunderbirds sort of puppet sort of thing. So, you know, I was a little bit wrong there. But I love the style of the video. It was really good. It was quite funny as well. What a great piece of music. I really like that. That was, like I said, it was really, really catchy, especially that hook, that chorus, that really sort of grabs you, and I really like it. You know, there's a lot of electronica in there, you know, a lot of, well, I'd say almost sort of like techno dance music sort of electronica in there. But with the heavy sort of guitars and drums as well that you'd expect from sort of hard rock and metal music. So, you know, a very, very good and interesting piece of music. You know, very, very catchy. The vocal performance was really, really good. Music, very, very good. And I like the way, you know, the video has done a good job of sort of explaining in a very roundabout and very bizarre way what the topic of the song is about. And even at the end, when the bloke is on the toilet looking at comments on YouTube videos, that even highlights what the song is about. I mean, the song is called Toksik, spelt Toksik for some reason. But it seems to be a commentary on the state of the world at the moment. Like, people are just toxic. Whether it's mostly across things like media. You know, you've got the news media spreading lies, misinformation. You've got people on social media just acting like complete cunts. You know, there's I can't remember who it was that said, it might be Mike Tyson. You know, social media, he said something along the lines of, social media has made too many of you comfortable with acting like dickheads and not getting punched in the face. You know, because people will sit behind their computer keyboards, hiding behind their screens or behind their phones, and will say the most horrifically offensive things, the most disgusting things possible, because they know that they can't be reached. You know, you wouldn't say that to someone's face because you would get a smack in the mouth. But because they've got the protection of this screen, this digital portal into, you know, other parts of the world, they feel that they can say whatever they want. They feel they can be as rude and as horrible as they want without any ramifications. And that seems to be what he's talking about here, because like at the end of the video, you know, he's on his phone scrolling through comments on YouTube, and the comment on the phone, I think it says, you know, this whole thing looks like shit, why don't you hire a real artist this time? You know, why would you say something like that? You know, what is the point in saying something like that? You know, if you have to say something, you can be polite. It's like in the last video I put up a video of Ren. Hi, Ren. And that proved to be an overwhelmingly popular video. And for the most part, you know, it's got hundreds and hundreds of comments on it. But there was this one bloke, for some weird reason, felt the need to just come and attack me and insult my appearance, saying I look like the Cowardly Lion with shit all over his face. What was the point in that? Why would you say something like that? I have done nothing to offend you. You know, you might not enjoy my reaction video, and that's fine. You're entitled to that. But why come and say something offensive and insulting to me when you don't even know me? What is the point? What kind of gratification do you get from that? And if you do get some kind of gratification from that, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know, does it make you feel big and tough and clever to sit there and insult a complete stranger over the internet for no fucking reason whatsoever? You know, completely unprovoked, just come out and insult someone. Why? What is the point? And that seems to be what this song's talking about, you know, the whole toxic culture of the world at the moment, you know, whether it be the news, you know, because they seem to be intent on causing conflict, you know, whether it be like covering political things. You know, you've got two, three, however many political parties, you know, in your country. You know, in America, it's always two for some reason. In the UK, we've got like 4, 5, 6, 19, however many, I don't know. Now, all of these people claim to want the best for the country. But instead of actually saying, you know, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do this differently to what the other guy is. Instead of doing that, they attack each other. They sit there and they start insulting the opposing parties. They sort of slag them off pointlessly. Why? What is the point? It's not a bitching match. You know, if you want what's best for the country, tell us what you want to do. That will make the country better. Rather than sitting there and being a pathetic, whiny little bitch and resulting to schoolyard insults to the person that you don't agree with. There's no point. You know, it just makes you look like a pathetic, sad little person. You know. Anyway. I got a bit carried away on that element. So, anyway. Let's talk about the actual song itself, you know, because we've got the sort of general meaning, you know, the world is toxic, people are turning toxic, people are becoming more and more abusive, etc. And it goes, something in the sky's been burning, something in the water's churning. It's time to bite your tongue and run and hide. The end's arrived. They don't want your body, they're coming for your mind. They're taking everybody, eating them alive. They're not zombies, they're toxified, and the hills have eyes. So something in the sky's been burning, something in the water's churning. So there's essentially saying there's a storm coming. It's time to bite your tongue and run and hide. The end's arrived. So it's time to just shut up, get out of Dodge. They don't want your body, they're coming for your mind. And they're taking everybody and eating them alive. So essentially they're saying, you know, they don't actually want you technically. They want to control your thought processes, you know, the media, as it were. You know, they only tell you what they want you to hear. You know, you've got all these news outlets, there's ones that are solely right wing, you've got these other ones that are solely left wing, you know, and they're all saying we're telling the truth, they're lying. You know, they're trying to control your thoughts, they're telling you what you should and should not believe. You know, they're not saying go out and find for yourself. They're saying, believe me, I'm telling the truth, everything else is a lie. And there are very specific people in politics who I could point out and name, but I'm not going to. But, you know, there are certain people like that they sit there and insist that their lies are the truth. And they believe their own lies so vehemently. They convince themselves that their lies are actually the truth. And they are not content until they make everybody else believe that their bullshit is true. You know, they're coming for your mind. They want to brainwash you with their rhetoric. You know, they don't care what job you do. They don't care your financial status. As long as you listen to and believe them and do as you are told, that's all that matters to them. You know, they want to control your mind. It's coming to ruin everything. It's coming to ruin everything. I put a comma in there, shouldn't have. It's coming to ruin everything. Coming from you and onto me. Spreading till it's on everything. Everything. So again, it's coming to ruin everything. You know, this whole toxic behaviour of the media, social media, etc. is coming from everything. It's coming from you and onto me. You know, it's spreading, it's infecting everybody. You know, it's like a disease that's spreading. You know, one person says something, and you know they insist upon it, and they keep telling it to people, and you keep hearing it, and there's that point where it's like, well, if I keep hearing it, surely there's some element of truth to it, otherwise people wouldn't keep repeating it, surely. And eventually it sort of worms its way into your mind, and it, just self-perpetuates, spreading till it's on everything. So this whole thing, it just spreads wider and wider until it corrupts literally everything in its path. Then it comes to that chorus. It's radioactive, living in a world of crazy. It's overreactive, growing like a plague you can't see. There's a meltdown coming down. The whole world is turning narcissistic. Everyone's sick. Toxic. So, it's radioactive, it's dangerous, it's poisonous, it is going to destroy you. In a world of crazy, everything's just mad, everything's bonkers, it's overreactive. So again, there is this weird overreaction sort of culture going around. Like, people are getting offended and upset by stupid things. Like the simplest. I can't remember what it was. There was something that came up the other day, and people were saying, they're getting offended by something or other, and it's like, why are you getting offended by this? Something happened on TV and people are getting offended by it. No one's making you watch it. If you don't like it, change the channel. If something doesn't agree with your sensibility, if your sensibility don't agree with something, don't force yourself to watch it. You're just you're doing it to yourself. No one's forcing you to watch something. No one's forcing you to eat something. You're getting angry over nothing. And I've mentioned this before. It's like people that on social media getting angry, aggressive, insulting and violent over the increased plant-based food, thing that's going around. There are people who actually get furious over the idea of plant-based food. Why? No one is forcing you to eat it. If you don't like it, don't eat it. It's fine. But why are you so mad? Why are you angry about the fact that people who don't eat meat want to eat food too? Well, if you choose not to eat meat, then why do you make it look and taste like meat? Well, here's the thing, buddy. There's people like me. I cannot eat meat. It makes me violently ill. I would love to eat meat. I would murder someone for a bacon sandwich. I would kill to have a nice, big, juicy fucking burger. I would love to tuck into a massive, great big steak, but I can't. It makes me violently ill. So I do what I can. I look for alternatives. Plant-based alternatives, because I have to. People like my younger brother. If he has even the smallest amount of milk, it sends him into anaphylactic shock and puts him in hospital. These things are needed. Why are you getting so angry about it? Why are you overreacting like this? It doesn't serve any purpose. Anyway, it's growing like a plague you can't see. Again, like I said, it's spreading like a disease. He says a plague, so similar thing, because it's not a tangible thing. It's just a pandemic of toxic behaviour, of poisoned minds. And there's a meltdown coming. The whole world's turning narcissistic. Again, people are getting so self-involved and thinking that everything should revolve around them. Again, it comes back to things like alcohol-free beer, and plant-based foods and this, that and the other. It doesn't apply to you. So why are you bothering sticking your oar in? If you don't drink non-alcoholic beer, why are you even commenting on something like that? If you don't eat plant-based food, why are you commenting on something? Why are you even reading anything about it? If it doesn't concern you, ignore it and move on. Just because it has nothing to do with you doesn't mean you should get involved in it. Why would you eat plant-based food, yada yada? I can't wait to tuck into a nice big steak, yada yada, That's fine. You can eat that if you want to. That's fine. But why are you sticking your nose into something that has nothing to do with you? You don't like plant-based food, that's fine. But why do you feel the need to comment on it? The whole world doesn't revolve around you. Not everything has to be tailored to your specific needs. So that's what they're saying there, you know. The whole thing's turning narcissistic. Everybody's like, if it has nothing to do with me, why does it exist? You know. Everyone's sick. Toxic. Anyway. They got the fools on parade again, with all the tools and all the charlatans marching into the lion's den to repent for their original sins. Earth to idiocracy, the toxic cloud is mushrooming, and you're all in the zone of the blast. Is anyone listening? The dummies keep doubling, is reaching hypocritical mass. I like that. It's reaching hypocritical mass. I do like that. It's a very clever line. So again, you know, the fools on parade again, all the tools and the charlatans, you know, again, this is all these people making false claims, you know, tools and charlatans. Charlatans are like the people that annoy me the most, you know, because you got all these religious twats who are like claiming they can heal you with a touch of their hand. They can't. You know, all these people claiming, like, if you follow the word of the Bible, you will be saved, this, that, and the other. You won't. You know, it's all bullshit. You know, every religion says that they are the religion, all the others are false. Bollocks, 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 bollocks. And then you've got all like the politicians saying, you know, what I'm saying is true, what they're saying is false. You must believe me, or else. You know, that sort of thing. It's all this fake shit that's going around. You know, and you know they're going to try and make you believe that something is real, even when it's not. The toxic cloud is mushrooming again. This poison is spreading throughout the world, and you're all in the zone of the blast, essentially. There is no escaping this. You know, unless you somehow manage to live under a rock without any multimedia or whatsoever, you know, you're going to get caught up in it. And it's reaching hypocritical mass, because people are inherently hypocrites. You know, they will say one thing and then do something else. You know, and they will... Well, yeah. Then it goes, right, these lyrics come from directly under the video, and they actually got this wrong. Because the lyrics here, it says boomers and zoomers, but in the song he actually says zoomers and boomers. Anyway, it goes, boomers and zoomers, fascists and groomers, and commie consumers, and lions and tigers and bears, oh my, oh my. So, that, you know, boomers and zoomers, you know... There was that whole okay boomer thing, you know, because it's like, oh, the people from XYZ generation don't understand, yada, yada, yada. And then you've got the younger generations who think that they're the best shit in the world. And, you know, you got your fascists, you got your groomers, yeah, yada, yada. Dunning and Kruger are your real abusers. Now, I don't understand that. That might be an American reference. I'm not sure what that means. Because you are a product, and I say it's buyer beware, hands over eyes. So, you are a product, essentially, yeah. You know, you are being used, essentially. I think that they have to have you so afraid. You say what they think you don't really think they... This is a complex line, this. I think that they have you so afraid. You say what they think you don't really think what they say. Keep them at bay. So you say what they think, but you don't think what they say. So... Again, this is them sort of, this is like the media, multimedia, social media, etc., manipulating you into believing what they're saying, you know, because they're saying like, oh, this is what happens, this is what happens, this is what is happening, you've got to believe me, you will believe me, yada, yada, yada. And they drill it into your head to the point where you repeat this, but at the end of the day, you don't actually really think that, but it's being drilled so much into your brain that you end up repeating it anyway. If that makes any sense. I know what I mean. You know, they are telling you what to think, essentially. So your thoughts are not your own. Killed up religion and made up a new one when no one can question at all if it's ever your fault. Hey, what's that called? I can't recall. Oh yeah, you're in a cult. I could go off on a tangent on this one, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna try not to anyway. But again, you know, like, you've got these weird people who are so obsessed with certain, you know, you've got people that are obsessed with celebrities, and they are so convinced that this celebrity can do no wrong, and they believe everything that this one celebrity will say or do. You know, it's really weird. You know, people get obsessed with people in such a bizarre way that they are completely blind to the fact that this is just another person. You know, there's nothing special about this person other than the fact that they are more in the public eye than you are. There is nothing special about that person. But, you know, and you get these people that essentially form cults around this person because they might be so charismatic. Everybody is drawn to that person. You know, and it gets weird. You know, because you get these people. You know, you've got celebrities that do despicable things. But there are these people that will sit there and defend them despite the things that they've done. You know, you've got celebrities that have a history of sexual abuse, child abuse, you know, doing horrible things to people. But you've got these weird, obsessed fans that are so obsessed with this celebrity that they will try and justify what that person has done. They will try and give excuses as to why such and such did such and such. It's really weird. You know, I don't get it. You know, the whole collective intelligence of the planet just seems to be plummeting. It's really fucked up. You know, and yeah. So, you know, this seems to be what the song is talking about. You know, like this weird behaviour of the world at the moment. Because, you know, things like racism seems to be on the rise again. You know, I mean, racism has always existed, but it seems to be on an uprise again. You know, for a while it sort of settled down and there wasn't so much of it, and then certain people came into power and it's, you know, massive resurgence happened. And, you know, there's so much prejudice and shit like that because certain celebrities have said one thing. You know, and there's this whole sort of fragile... There's this whole fragile community in the world now of people getting so offended by the stupidest fucking things. You know, like... Someone makes a film and they put a person of colour in a spot that was originally played by someone of white skin. And people are getting offended, upset, and violently aggressive over this. It's pathetic. You know, it's a fucking film. It is fiction. Why are you getting so bloody caught up in it? It's weird. You know, people need to stop living in this sort of self-contained, self-serving little bubble. It's not all about you. You know, there is a world around you. You know, if you don't like something, that is fine. You are allowed to not like something. But there is absolutely no point and no reason to get so bent out of shape over it. You know, if you don't like a certain kind of food, ignore it, move on. If you don't like a certain drink, ignore it, move on. No one is forcing you to consume these things. If you don't like a certain actor in a certain film, don't watch it. No one is forcing you. If you don't like a certain comedian, you don't like their sense of humour, don't watch them. It's really fucking simple. You know, if you don't like something, don't watch it. Don't consume it. Don't listen to it, whatever it is. If it's something you do not enjoy, no one is forcing you to take part in it. But there is absolutely no need to stick your nose in and then start throwing insults and violence and aggression around just because it doesn't fit into what you personally want. Not everything is tailored specifically to you. You are not the centre of the universe. And, they even said that in here. It's narcissistic. People are so self-absorbed, so self-involved. They think everything should be catered to them. So, I like what the song is saying. I like what it's talking about. It's a good and interesting narrative. And, I like what the video was as well. Because, there's these lizard alien type things in the UFO sort of floating around. And they're sort of watching the Earth sort of destroy itself. They're watching the people of Earth constantly fighting with each other, causing such conflict against each other that they're sort of sitting there going, we don't even need to go there. That planet's doing it itself. They're fucked up. They're weird. Even if there is intelligent life out there in the universe, why would they ever come here? Because they won't find any bloody intelligent life down here. If we're so stupid that we're going to try and kill each other off, we share the goddamn planet. It's here for all of us. There's these people who are vehemently against electric cars. I want my gas-guzzling, toxic fume-pumping diesel car. Why? Why would you not want to make the planet a better place to live? Why would you not want cleaner air? Why would you not want the planet to still be thriving for your kids in the future once you're gone? Are you so stuck up your own arse that you're only interested in what you want? Is it so bad to want to make something better? Is it so bad to want to reduce pollution? I don't want to see wind turbines. They're ugly. Yeah, because nuclear power plants are so beautiful to look at. Coal refineries pumping shitloads of black smoke into the air are so beautiful to look at. Fuck is wrong with you people? Anyway, I ended up going off on a tangent anyway, didn't I? But anyway, I like what the song is saying. I like what it's talking about. It's the whole toxic mentality of the planet at the moment. All the people on the planet who seem to be slowly getting more and more infected by this noxious, poisonous cloud of vitriol that seems to be flowing through everything. And like I said at the beginning, it's like that thing that I think Mike Tyson said, too many of you are getting too comfortable with being disrespectful and not getting punched in the face for it. And I agree with that because, like I said, there are people who will sit there behind their keyboards, behind their screens, and be the most disgusting, vile people you could possibly imagine. And they'll just sit there smug and smiling to themselves because, well, they can't do anything to me. Yeah. What's the point? It doesn't gain you anything. It just makes you look like a sad, pathetic little excuse for a human being. But anyway, I don't know what else I can say on that. I could go on a massive rant for long. I've already gone on a massive rant. I could rant on for a lot longer. But I'm not going to. I'm going to leave that as it is. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It would really, really mean a lot to me. I've been doing this for close on 7 years now. In fact, I think it's 2 days after my birthday next month. It will have been 7 years. But anyway, I've been doing this for almost 7 years, and not even 3% of people watching my videos are actually subscribed, and that's a little disheartening because I like to think I do something a little bit different. I like to talk about the themes and the meanings behind songs, which most other reactors do not do. There might be the occasional one now and then, but most people don't. They look at a piece of music, go, yeah, I like it, no, I don't, and that's about all you get. I like to talk about the themes and the meanings and the stories behind songs. And, sometimes I get it wrong. Sometimes I miss the mark slightly. Sometimes I get really close. Sometimes I'm off by miles. But I like to talk about these things. I like to have this discussion about what a song means. It might mean one thing to one person. It might mean something else to someone completely different, And that's why I do what I do. I like to have this conversation about what a song means because heavy metal is an often misunderstood form of music. You know, there's this common misconception that it's all violence, murder, gore, that sort of thing, and that's just simply not true. You know, a lot of the songs that I've looked at have had important and social commentary, such as the song I looked at today, you know, talking about the toxic nature of the world as it is today. You know, we've talked about, we've looked at songs that have talked about depression, mental health problems, homelessness, war veterans being made homeless, you know, domestic violence, things like that. You know, it's covered a lot of real world hot topics that, you know, should be discussed and spoken about. And that isn't as prevalent in popular music. You know, a lot of popular music is self-serving and vapid. You know, it's all talking about boyfriends making money and popping caps in bitches' asses, you know. So this is why I like to talk about the songs. This is why I like to talk about the lyrics. And, you know, like I said, sometimes I might get it wrong, but I'm open to people telling me or correcting me. You know, if I've got something wrong, tell me, because I want to know, I want to learn, I want to understand what a song is about. But I will say this, be nice about it, be polite about it. There's no need to be rude. No need to be insulting. If I get something wrong, there's no need to start slagging me off. Just say, I disagree, or you missed this, that, and the other. You know, be nice about it. You know, that's why I do what I do, because I want to find out, I want to understand, and I want to talk about these things, because I think a lot of people ignore it. A lot of people don't understand it. That's why I do what I do. So, you know, if you enjoyed this, please do take a moment to like and subscribe. You know, it doesn't cost you anything. It takes a fraction of a second, and it really does mean the world to me, and it makes a hugest difference to me and the channel. I've just recently passed 10,000 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing to me, and I want to thank everybody that has actually subscribed in that time. You know, I honestly never thought I'd get past 100 video. I never thought I'd get past 100 subscribers, let alone 100 videos. So, you know, to hit 10,000, you know, it's absolutely amazing to me. You know, I know there's other reaction channels that have got much bigger audiences, and, you know, I'm not competing with them. I'm not trying to compare myself to them. You know, I just do what I do, and I do it differently. So, you know, I appreciate every single one of you that has liked and subscribed, and if you haven't, please consider it. You know, like I said, it doesn't cost you anything, it takes a fraction of a second, and it does make the biggest difference to me and the channel. But anyway, enough waffling. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
It's radioactive. Living